So, this is a use case diagram for mydjrsound.com. We're gonna do this Casey Neistat style by just having this little piece of paper right here. I'm gonna make a little diagram on it for you. We're gonna start by creating a system. The system we're gonna use is gonna be represented by this very professionally artistic looking rectangle. So anything inside the rectangle is part of our system, anything outside is not. So the actors in particular are the ones who are going to be outside our diagram. So there's a few actors that we need to think about. The first one, we're going to draw this person out here as just kind of a stick figure. There we go. Oh, they're missing an arm. Although I have nothing against one-arm users, most of them probably do have two arms. This is going to be our prospective client. We're going to call this our P client. P client. P stands for prospective, but just a short way to write that. I hope that doesn't confuse you later on. Now, it did come to my attention that I just forgot a step. I forgot to name our system. We're going to name our system My DJR Sound. Sound.com. And pretend like that's written in some form of English. I know it's fairly sloppy. So we have an actor now, we have a system, and we're going to interact somehow in some way to accomplish some kind of goal. Let's think about what goals a prospective client might have when they come into DJR.com or mydjrsound.com. The first thing that they're probably going to want to do is get pricing information. So we'll put this here as pricing. Perfect. Now, the next thing they're going to probably want to do is contact. So let's add another use case here of contact. Contact. And again, I know that's sloppy, but I promise that's what it says is contact. I can see it. You might not be able to, but that's quite all right. We'll go through this a little more in detail in just a moment. So let's go ahead and establish a relationship then between our prospective client and pricing. Now, pricing only works if there's another actor in the mix here. We've forgotten one of the more important actors probably. We've forgotten our secondary actor over here. This is DJR Entertainment, actor number 2. We're gonna call it just DJ. And the reason we're just gonna call it DJ, not DJR, is because we want this idea to be scalable to anybody in this industry. Any DJ company that looks at this use case should understand, okay, people coming into this website can get pricing information, they can contact us, etc., etc. This is X DJ company. In our case, this is DJR Entertainment. So, DJR Entertainment is then going to filter pricing information back through this platform and in return to the client. So what we're going to do is make a relationship. Watch this. Very fancy, just very fancy. So basically what DJR is going to do is put pricing information onto the website. Now, interestingly enough, this is not necessarily the client requesting pricing information, somebody physically at DJR going into some database and pulling in information and sending it directly to the client. DJR is going to put it out first essentially, and then they're going to retrieve it. But either way, you can still see there's this relationship between our prospective clients and also our DJ company. So prospective clients assume they like the pricing or they want to learn more, maybe they want to haggle pricing a little bit more. They'd like to contact DJR. What we're going to do is make a relationship between our prospective client and our contact. We're also going to make a relationship between contact and DJ. Boom. Now this isn't quite so simple because contact isn't as easy as simply contacting. You have to select a mode, if you will, for contacting. You have to select an avenue, a way you want to travel. So let's go ahead and make some notes here. Perfect. And we'll make this note, this little modification, we'll call that text, TXT, which is texting. Of course, all business information does come to my personal cell phone, so texting is an option for this particular interface. But there's also calling. You know, you can call me anytime. My website, my phone number is always on display on the website 24 hours a day. I want to be accessible to my clients. And finally, what is probably the most Popular way is email. Email. Now, again, I know it's a little bit sloppy, but I think you can probably make out what that says. Email. So there are 3 different ways that a prospective client can contact DJR or contact a DJ company that is using an interface similar to this one. The 3 popular ones are call, text, and email. Of course, we could add more in here in the lines of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, etc., etc. But I think that for our purposes, this particular site is going to focus on text, email, and call being the 3 primary ways of communication. So, there is another actor we need to think about now, not just a prospective client, but we need to think about our returning client. And that's going to be an R client. So we have a P client, we have an R client. Doesn't really matter that much as long as you know it's prospective and returning client. Now, our returning client might want to contact DJR as well, so we'll go ahead and make a relationship between those 2 as well. So a returning client can contact us the same ways that a prospective client could. This is important because a prospective client is no more or less important than our returning clients. Everybody should have equal access to DJR so we can equally serve all of our clientele. So something that a returning client is more likely to do than a prospective client is make a payment. Most people probably don't log on without having any knowledge of DJR to just make a payment. No one just blindly throws their money that way. So we're gonna go say make payment. And I'm going to assume that no prospective client is going to want to make a payment that way. So we're just going to make a relationship between our returning client. Boom. Now, we can go ahead and connect make payment to DJR because in order for this to be, complete, DJR has to actually receive a payment. Otherwise, no payment was actually made. But this is actually a very broad term. Make payment could mean a whole lot of things. This is a parent relationship. What we're gonna do is make this general. We'll say gen, right? And then we're gonna specify some avenues that make payment can actually be done through. And there are really only 2 ways that make sense as far as a DJR context is concerned. The first way is PayPal. And the second way is Venmo. Cool. Now I know you can't make out what either of those say on the camera, but that's totally alright. That's just kind of how things are going to have to go right now. Make payment can go through PayPal. It can also go through Venmo. These are children relationships to make payment. Right? So basically, what you're going to make payment, you have the option to either go through PayPal, to go through Venmo. Once that decision has been made, you're going to be able to make that final action directly to the DJ. So this is our use case diagram. This indicates just 1, 2, 3 different use cases, and kind of 4 and 5 if you consider these independent use cases as well. So just to recap, we have a returning client, a prospective client, the DJ. Our clients might do things like price, they might contact, they might make payments, they can choose which avenue they'd like to use to make payments, and of course they can expect directly to DJR. If they're going to do contact information, they could call, they could email, they could text us. And of course for pricing information, that is information that we are going to provide directly to the website that is then retrieved by the clientele. So thanks so much. I hope this clarifies what our objectives are with DJR Entertainment or mydjrsound.com.